11th, 2017, regular town council meeting to order. And first order of business is the invocation and pledge.
Pray with me. Gracious and loving Father, we give you glory for this season of light, of joy, of peace. We ask that you bring that light and joy and peace into our own hearts and into this town. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
And Terry, pledge.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. One should have received or saw on your new notebook a copy of last month's meeting minutes. Entertaining a motion for approval.
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Any comments, questions, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Rebecca, Treasurer's Report, please.
Right, in your packet is the financial information for November. And during the month, I did transfer $75,000 from the MLGIP account to the operating account. We are 42% through the budget year. There are a few line items you might notice that look a little out of whack. I usually do allocations for insurance and grounds maintenance at the end of December, so those will come back in line in your next report. I do want to talk about the cash balance report. You might notice that the normal balance in the certificate of deposit line item is lower. We had a certificate mature in November, and we have for a long time we've had 5 certificates invested at the bank, and as they have matured, they've just been rolling over and all of the earnings have just been added to the principal. In November, we had a certificate mature. I had, with approval of the mayor, we put that into the operating account with the understanding that the December certificate that will mature, we'll do the same thing with. The proceeds of those, we want to pay down the note for the town hall. The FY18 budget was approved, assuming that the condos would have been sold by now, and they haven't. So we want to make sure we keep the operating budget in check and don't pay any more debt service than we really need to. So my recommendation with the mayor's approval was to take those proceeds and just draw that note down. It'll be somewhere below $200,000. The budget assumed we'd have $200,000 outstanding for 6 months. So we'll stay within our debt service budget by doing that. When the condos sell, we'll just reinvest those proceeds into a new certificate.
Good plan. And of course, you guarantee the condos will sell for that amount of money, right?
I'm not involved.
They are listed on MLS now.
So the other item on my agenda is the recommended budget calendar. And generally, during an election year, we will accelerate the budget schedule. Not ideal from estimating standpoint because I don't have as many months of data to use to help me do some trend analysis work. But obviously the goal is to have the budget adopted before the election in May. So this is the recommended calendar. The budget request would be due to me by February 2nd. And then ultimately we approve the budget in April. So there's 2 dates on there for workshops. It's been a long time since we've needed 2 workshop days. So the second one, we may be able to eliminate. But if everyone's in agreement, then I can disseminate this to staff and they can be aware of the deadline.
So we just need consensus on this, not a...
That's fine.
Everybody good with this?
Yes.
Thank you.
And that's all.
Okay, thank you. I know Jada's not with us tonight. Do you have anything for?
There was no meeting in November, and it doesn't look like we have any items for December either. There was a Board of Appeals hearing on November 29th for 2 cases. The first was for the Molds accessory apartment as a special exception, and the other was for PJ's Towing for auto storage on Van Wert Lane, and both of those were approved.
Where's the towing thing?
I'm sorry?
Where's the tow? Excuse me.
On Van Wert Lane, where the trailer rental used to be.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right next to
That's
the
right, yeah, we
treatment
talked about that.
Yeah.
Okay, that it for
Yes.
planning? All right. And we've got Corporal Kristi Nelson with us. Thank you for your report. Looks like it was a busy month, obviously, last month. Anything you want to add to the report, or?
No, Veterans Day, Christmas on the Square, went off well, no issues. Did a lot of car seats and a lot of lessons at both Duke and Leonardtown Elementary for drug abuse, and then bullying lessons that were given. I've made my way almost through Duke, and now we're working through Leonardtown Elementary for all the classes. And so HOAs and the like.
Good.
And then December upcoming, we did adopt 2 families. I did, and then I asked Laschelle, and then everybody kind of got on board, so it was great. And they're going to have an excellent Christmas. Laschelle did some shopping, and with the money you guys donated, and I have the other half, and I'll get it all wrapped, and then I'll get pictures so we can get it out. We won't put pictures with them in it, of course,
Right.
but I did do one from each school, so.
Right. I think you all probably saw the pictures of the gifts that they.
Right, bought some bicycles and
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
washing
Great.
machines,
Yep.
clothes.
Thank you for heading that up.
You're welcome.
Anything else for Kristi?
Keep up the good work.
Yep, thank you very much.
Good job, thank you.
Okay, Michelle, your report.
Okay. First item on my agenda is the Meadows at Town Run Development Impact Fee Agreement and Developer Agreement. The Meadows was approved, final site plan on October the 10th for 107 lot subdivision on Hollywood Road. Phase 1 is proceeding. The 2 agreements are typical agreements that we do before issuing permits for any development. The developer impact fee agreement addresses the well and water tower site, and the water and sewer impact fee agreement commits the developer to guarantee a minimum number, which is 20 per year of purchasing EDUs. It gives us a known stream of income for our impact fees. The larger developments, Clark's Rest and Leonard's Grant, were at 35 per year. This one is a smaller development, so we're doing 20, which is what Rebecca had used when calculating what we would need. So these 2 items just need your agreement for the mayor to sign.
I move to approve the Meadows at Town Run Development Agreement and Water and Sewer Impact Fee Agreement, and authorize Mayor Burris to sign such agreement.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
So just with the Meadows, we're now working on finalizing the bonding and the public works agreements, and so there's a lot that goes into it before they start breaking ground, but they do want to get started soon, so finalizing with State Highway and getting all the agreements in place. The next item is the approval of the MDIA agreement. The agreement that was in your packet is going to allow the town to engage MDIA, who we currently use for our inspections for electric foundations and plumbing, and they will be able to perform livability inspections upon our request. Our attorney is working on revising our Chapter 92 of the town code to bring it current, which is our livability section, but in the meantime, we'll have the inspector available if we do have a need for it. So this actually requires my signature, so I just need action to approve the agreement.
Okay, I get to do this one, because we've been working on this for many years. You know, we had worked with another company we thought that we were going to get on board, and that didn't work out. And as we've had so many major projects around town, sometimes this has taken, you know, a back seat to some of our other things. So I am so happy to move to approve the Livability Code Inspection Agreement between the Commissioners of Leonardtown and the MDIA, and to authorize the town administrator to sign the agreement. Somebody better second.
Do we have a second? Councilman Coombs, second. Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
That was not.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
The next item is the fire sprinkler bid. As part of the community development block grant that we received for the elevator and fire sprinkler, we had to bid each aspect separately. We've done the elevator equipment, we've done the hoistway, and this was the final piece, which is the fire sprinkler and the fire alarm. So this went out to public bid. We ran ads in both the Calvert and the St. Mary's County Times. We also sent the RFP to 8 sprinkler companies that we could find, and then 2 others requested packets. Bids were open November 17th. The original estimate that we received from the sprinkler and alarm system when we applied for the grant was for $121,640. We only received one bid, which was from WM Davis. It was in the amount of $91,000, so it was well under the budget. This will make coordination with the hoistway construction and the sprinkler seamless, because it'll be one company that will be coordinating both parts of it. The subcontractor will be residential and commercial fire protection out of Waldorf. And then what we have to do is put the water line to the building, and then the sprinkler does all the company does everything on the inside.
May we have a time frame on this?
The elevator's due in by April. So they'll start, once we have an exact date for the construction of the elevator, Davis will come in and start the hoistway. He doesn't want to have the big pit open and all the work before that. So we'll just work backwards from the date we expect to get the elevator equipment in. And then I'm not sure, they'll probably start the sprinkler work prior to that. It's going to be noisy, that's all I can tell you.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
Right outside my door.
gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
So
We do need action to
need a-
lower that.
I move to approve the town hall fire sprinkler bid to W.M. Davis for $91,000.
A second.
Okay, motion and second. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item is no action, it's just for information. As required, Patuxent Adventure Center has submitted their annual report for 2017 for canoe, kayak, and stand-up paddleboard rentals. The on-site rentals were down by about 10% from last year to 703 rentals. Off-site rentals remained about the same. They did partner with Port of Leonardtown Winery and did a number of sip and paddle packages. I think he feels that it was really the staff that he had in place, and so he's already working to try to get some of those problems worked out and be able to do a little more business next year.
At least retain the business that he does.
Yeah.
I know they always see him out there.
He seemed really busy.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they were just more aggressive before, and trying to go after customers. And
Okay.
The next item is the sidewalk snow removal contract. We bid this separately from the streets and roads at the request of the contractor who bid on the streets and roads. Bowles Farm no longer wanted to do the sidewalk portion. So we bid this, public bid it, and we only received one bid. We had two companies that came for the pre-bid and did the walkthrough, but we only received one bid. Bowles Farm didn't want to have this part of the contract due to manpower issues. We ran the ad, two companies requested the packets intended to pre-bid. Bids were opened on December 1st, and one bid was received from Joe Goldsmith, who is the sole proprietor. He did have references, which I've called. He has prior experience with Charles County for 14 years and Calvert County for 11 years doing snow removal in their public works departments. He currently lives and farms on Sotherly during the summer season and does snow removal during the winter. His bid prices were $35 per hour and $65 per hour, $35 for the walk-behind equipment and $65 for other equipment. Previous years, Bowles Farm was a flat $50 per hour for everything, so it should even out pretty much what we have been paying for Bowles Farm. I bid the contract on the same terms as the streets and roads, which would be a 2-year contract and two 2-year options. The contract does spell out specific response times and what their duties are. So, all we can do is give it a try. I did contact him on Friday because the snow couldn't wait until we got signed the contract on Monday, and he was ready to go if we needed him. So I think he'll be cooperative. And
He has the equipment now to do this, right?
he does. He's been doing a section of Wildwood, O'Brien Realty, and Walmart parking lot. So
Yeah, I just want to make sure he had the equipment. I mean, I've never heard, not that I'm saying anything
Yeah.
wrong, I just never heard of a guy.
yeah.
I think it's probably gonna adhere between the snow removal guy and the
Yeah,
sidewalk guy.
and
They
they've
can bump
already,
that bad.
right, the order of that, Tony will work with them both and
Yeah, we
coordinate
keep
that.
them coordinated then.
Yeah,
still
and
work
Bowles
with
has said if there's a problem that they are not gonna leave us hanging, so he checked in with me Friday to make sure we had someone, so. All we can do is give it a try.
Well, we
This
can
does
tell them.
require action.
Oh,
Alright, I move to award the sidewalk snow removal to Joe Goldsmith for a 2-year contract with 2-year options.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much.
That's all I have.
Okay, as far as my report, I wanted to let you know on Friday from 9:30 to 11:30, we're gonna have students from Leonardtown Elementary coming, 4 different classes.
Oh, my goodness.
So, two classes at a time. And they just want, I talked to Mrs. Hall over there, and I guess they want to, this theme will be Leonardtown, past, present, and future. So-
Okay.
So we're putting together some things, but if anyone's available, come by. 9:30 for the first one, and then 10:30 for the second one. About a half hour each time. So yeah, looking forward to having them over. I always love going over for the If I Were Mayor contest and everything also. And we do the budget cycle with them, so always good to have the kids. And the only other thing, I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and joyous New Year and happy, safe holidays.
And happy birthday to Dan.
Dan's birthday?
Yep.
Yay, happy birthday, Dan.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to events.
Yes, Maria, thank you for the report. Standard procedure there every month. Our Christmas on the Square and the tree lighting was an estimated 6,500 spectators. And special thanks to Mark Manger, Jay's dad for the MC, St. Louis County Sheriff's Department, Fire Department, Business Association. Thank all those people for all the work they've done. Santa and Ms. Claus will be on the square Saturday, December 16th from 11 to 1. So if anybody asks us, next Saturday, 11 to 1. Anybody got anything for the Beacon newsletter? Make sure Deanne has that, that'll be going out soon. Maria's working on the calendar of events, and she's already scheduled stuff for springtime, she told me today, so things are moving ahead. That's it, it's a short report this month, and that's good, because most of the time, it's stacked up. So,
A little
thank
bit
you,
of
Maria.
breathing room.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it, guys.
Okay, thank you. Hayden, Community Development and Planning.
I don't have anything to report, just regular permits, lots of new housing permits, several commercial construction phases in approval process, in the final approval phase. Usually we're up to about 10 or 12 of them that are moving through the process still. And like we mentioned last month, Board and Brush is, I think, open for business now.
Looks good,
Not open yet, I think.
but they've taken their
Yeah,
window
they've got
is
their-
done,
yeah,
yes.
They said right after the first of the year, I think.
Okay.
So.
And they are working on getting a restaurant into the Duke space.
Duke Space, they're talking to a number of people. Understand they were close on the lease, but not signed yet. So.
Okay.
I did talk to the potential new owners of BTV. They will be coming forward to get a liquor license. So.
They submitted their
Oh, is that right?
their
They
letter
sold it?
already.
Okay. Yeah, they're, I think it's going to be effective January or something.
Yeah, they'll be on the January agenda.
So there's some new owners there?
But they've been trying to sell it for a while, so. Yeah, it's local people.
Yeah, so there.
And then talking about the list of permits and stuff, I take my morning run around town and go through Clark's Rest. I counted 10 sold signs in Clark's Rest this morning. So
Yay.
they'll be
Good.
getting some
Tax revenue.
settlements in here soon, we hope so. Anything else for
That's all I have.
economic development, community development? ENR upgrade?
Yeah, before I go with the, I want to back up 2 events. I want to thank Maria. I think she's done a tremendous job this year. I'm sorry I wasn't able to help more, but it's something what she and the staff did. It's unbelievable what this town does and what this size of staff we have. I'm so proud of all of you.
Thank you, Tom, we appreciate your support.
Substantial completion was reached on around November the 3rd of 17. It was originally anticipated to be 7/5. There has been some change orders, some of which involved, that are being discussed, which will involve moving the date up anyway. I'm not sure how it's going to work out. The piping's been ordered for the lagoon, so that won't be long for getting finished up. Site paving was completed. Some of you probably saw that. The negotiations for the change orders and the delays are ongoing. I'm not personally involved in that because it's really nothing for me to do. It's Laschelle and the contract managers and stuff. Chain orders finalized to date are less than 1% of the original $17 million contract, which is really, really low for a project of this nature. Some change orders still pending have 5% contingencies already built into the contract. So even if they were to be used, the money's there for them. So, but we don't anticipate them even getting anywhere near that number, if I understand. But it's really been a pretty smooth project overall.
It really has.
Some little bumps here and there, but I mean, it's one of the smoother ones I've ever seen. And they've done good work, and I think you'll soon see the smaller electric bills. And we're going to get the benefit from a lot of that, just in reduced utility costs.
I still plan on doing a tour for the council, and then we'll do a public day when the weather gets a little better. It actually is very interesting to see, so we'll do staff and council one day, and then we'll do open to the residents.
It's still hard to get people down there right
Yeah,
now. so
we need to let it get a little further along.
But the big presses now, the way we used to press this, the sewer, the way you press it now, it's like today, and it's amazing.
Okay, thank you. Leslie, Southern Maryland Municipal Association.
Okay, we have the legislative dinner on Wednesday in North Beach. I know Jay and I are going. I don't know if anybody else is going to join us. And then January 17th, we have our meeting in Annapolis. So those are our 2 upcoming events.
Thank you. Jay, streets, roads, emergency.
Also have a short report. I think Bowles Farm, I saw them out there tonight, but it did snow. I guess they were just doing a little salting, but other than that, the roads were good here in town, so. I
We
think
dodged a bullet
Yep.
because it had
Yeah.
been so warm and the streets were still so warm.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful snow and the roads were clear.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just asked them Saturday night to just come out and do the hills salt. They just,
Yeah, that's pretty much where they were heading down Washington Street, so. And then just wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. That's it.
okay, great.
What was the date for the January meeting again?
17th.
17th.
In Annapolis, right?
In Annapolis,
That's right.
yeah.
Okay. All right, unless anyone has any other business, I call for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that was very funny to watch.